Muhammadu Buhari was born on December 17, 1942, in Dora, a town in northern Katsina State, Nigeria. He was the son of Adamu and Zelaya. His father died when he was very young, and he was raised largely by his mother. Growing up in a modest Muslim household, young Buhari's formative years were shaped by discipline, early education, and aspiration. He began his formal education locally and later attended Katsina Provincial Secondary School, now Government College, Katsina. In 1961, at age 19, he joined the Nigerian army, beginning what would become a long and impactful military career. Buhari received military training not only in Nigeria but also abroad, including in the United Kingdom, India, and the United States, notably the U.S. Army War College. During the Nigerian Civil War, 1967 to 1970, Buhari served with distinction. He later rose through the ranks and played roles in other regional conflicts, including the Chadian-Nigerian border clashes. By the mid-1970s, Buhari had established a reputation as a disciplined, stoic officer. He was appointed military governor of the northeastern state, now Borno and other states, federal commissioner, minister for petroleum and natural resources, chairman of the Nigerian National Petroleum Corporation, NNPC. Nigeria's Second Republic, 1979 to 1983, was marked by severe economic struggles and pervasive corruption. On December 31, 1983, Buhari was part of a military coup that overthrew the democratically elected government of President Shehu Shagari. The coup was justified by its architects as a necessary intervention against corruption and economic mismanagement. Buhari emerged as head of state and commander-in-chief of the Nigerian Armed Forces. Buhari's regime was defined by austerity measures to stabilize the economy, a sweeping anti-corruption campaign, the controversial War Against Indiscipline (WI), a nationwide social campaign aimed at instilling civic order and discipline, but often enforced with authoritarian zeal. Public freedoms were curtailed, the press faced censorship, trade unions saw restrictions, and political dissent was limited. Buhari's supporters lauded his integrity and strict leadership style, but critics decried his authoritarian methods and the regime's human rights record. Despite these efforts, economic hardship persisted. Discontent grew, not only among civilians, but also within the military. On August 27, 1985, Buhari was ousted in a palace coup led by Major General Ibrahim Babangida. Buhari was detained in Benin City and released in 1988. After decades in retirement, Buhari entered Nigeria's democratic politics following the end of military rule in 1999. He stood for the presidency several times. 2003, All Nigeria People's Party, the NPP, lost to Olusegun Obasanjo. 2007, the NPP lost to Amari Yar'Adua. 2011, Congress for Progressive Change, CPC, lost to Goodluck Jonathan. Each defeat underscored Buhari's evolving political identity, once a military ruler, now a persistent democratic contender. In 2015, Buhari became the presidential candidate of the All Progressives Congress, APC, a coalition formed to challenge the long-dominant People's Democratic Party, PDP. On March 28, 2015, he won the election, defeating incumbent Goodluck Jonathan. It marked the first time in Nigerian history that an incumbent president was unseated at the polls. He was inaugurated on May 29, 2015, with Yemi Osinbajo as his vice president. Buhari's presidency was framed as a crusade against corruption, insecurity, and economic mismanagement. Buhari championed anti-graft policies, strengthened the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission (EFCC), and pursued revenue reforms such as the Treasury Single Account (TSA). However, critics argued that the anti-corruption drive was sometimes selective and politically motivated. Boko Haram and other insurgent groups continued to wreak havoc, especially in the northeast. Though Nigeria reclaimed territories and military strategies improved over time, insecurity broadened into other regions, including banditry and communal violence. Critics said the administration struggled to provide security for all citizens. Nigeria faced multiple economic hurdles under Buhari, including recessions, inflation, and currency instability. Policies such as the Naira redesign in 2022, meant to curb corruption and cash abuses, triggered significant hardship due to a cash crunch. Buhari's administration pushed infrastructure projects across rail, bridges, and transportation corridors, aimed at diversifying the economy and stimulating growth. He was re-elected in 2019, defeating his closest rival by a significant margin. Buhari remained a polarizing leader, beloved in parts of the North for his integrity and austere image, criticized elsewhere for perceived inaction on key issues. Buhari left office on May 29, 2023, after serving 2 constitutional terms. On July 13, 2025, Muhammadu Buhari died in London at age 82 after a prolonged illness, where he had been receiving medical care. His burial took place in his hometown, Dora, with military honors and widespread attendance, including high-profile Nigerian leaders. He was given a 7-day national mourning period. Supporters praise his struggle against corruption, discipline-focused leadership, and infrastructural initiatives. Critics emphasize economic stagnation, persistent insecurity, and cases of human rights concerns. He remains one of Nigeria's most consequential figures, an embodiment of both the promise and perils of leadership in a deeply diverse and evolving nation. Follow for more.